Okay, let's unpack this. Many of you, probably like me, are juggling busy lives, right? And you struggle to find time for fitness, maybe without, breaking the bank or spending hours at the gym. So what if I told you? What if the answer was right there, needing no equipment, minimal space? That you could completely transform your body without lifting a single weight, maybe without even moving from your spot. Sounds, well, almost too good to be true, doesn't it? Well, today we're diving deep into this world of static power. You might know it as isometric exercises. Our mission here in this deep dive is really to explore how these strategic held positions can activate deep muscle fibers, how they offer kind of shortcut to significant strength, resistance, even better posture, all from home.
And this isn't just some, clever trick or the latest fitness fad. This technique is actually rigorously backed by science. Studies have consistently shown that isometric training, well, it can actually surpass classical dynamic methods.
Pass them.
Yes, in both effectiveness and, importantly, in lasting results. What's really compelling here is that this approach is, it's truly ideal for almost anyone. People with little time, maybe those just starting out on fitness, or even if you just find conventional gym stuff unappealing. It genuinely opens up new ways to get stronger.
That's a really powerful statement, surpass classical methods. It feels a bit counterintuitive, doesn't it? That just being still could lead to such, well, dynamic results.
Mm.
So for anyone trying to get their head around this, how would you define an isometric exercise? Like precisely, what's actually happening in the body during one of these holds?
Okay, so in the simplest terms, an isometric exercise is the type of strength training where your muscle contracts,
Hmm.
but there's no visible movement at the joint. You follow.
Great move.
Exactly. You're essentially holding a static position for a set time. Like imagine pushing against a wall that won't budge, or just holding a pose. And that stillness, that's the key. It creates continuous tension on the muscle. This intensely stimulates the neuromuscular system. It specifically activates both the surface muscles and the deeper ones, particularly those type I slow twitch fibers. The ones responsible for endurance and postural stability. Really essential stuff.
That sustained tension, that sounds quite unique compared to, say, lifting weights up and down. Are there specific benefits that this static approach really unlocks? Things that dynamic movements might, I don't know, miss or not focus on as much?
Oh, absolutely. The demonstrated benefits are, well, they're pretty extensive and in some ways quite unique to isometrics. For one, it profoundly improves your maximum strength. It also significantly enhances joint health and, importantly, bone density.
Ah, bone density. That's huge, especially for preventing falls as we age, right?
Yeah, exactly. Crucial for preventing falls and injuries, particularly in older adults. And because you focus on consciously activating specific muscle groups, it really helps correct muscular imbalances and improve body alignment. This kind of precise, low-impact activation is why it's so widely used in physiotherapy and rehab.
Makes sense. Less stress on joints.
Precisely. It's incredibly effective for motor re-education, helping people regain control and strength without stressing damaged joints. And of course, the big one, accessibility. You can literally do these anywhere. No expensive gear needed.
Okay, that lays a great foundation. So let's get practical. Let's turn to the exercises themselves. For anyone listening now thinking, okay, this sounds great, but where do I actually start? What are some foundational static exercises that really deliver?
Right. So we picked out 6 really powerful static movements that can genuinely transform your routine. And what's really compelling, I think, is that these exercises don't just boost strength and resistance. They also train your concentration, your body awareness. Yeah. They really help build that mind-muscle connection.
Okay, let's dive in. Number 1, a classic many. We'll recognize the plank. We all sort of know it's a core exercise, but what makes it so powerful from this isometric perspective?
Yeah, the plank is definitely one of the most effective and accessible ways to strengthen the core. And by core, I mean the entire set of muscles stabilizing your trunk and protecting your spine. Yeah. Its big advantage over, say, traditional crunches is how holistic it is. It works your abs, sure, but also your obliques, that crucial transverse abdominis.
That's the deep one, right? The corset muscle.
Exactly. Key for level pelvic stability. Plus your erector spinae along the back, your glutes, even your shoulders, all at the same time, in a balanced way. And if you do it right, no strain on your neck or lower back. Research, studies have actually shown greater activation of that transverse abdominis with the plank compared to dynamic ab exercises.
Interesting.
So the main benefit, reinforcing posture. And it can really help reduce lower back pain, especially if you spend hours sitting.
Which is, well, a lot of us these days.
Unfortunately, yes.
So if someone's trying the plank, maybe at home right now, what are the common mistakes? the pitfalls to watch out for?
Good question. The main errors you often see are letting the hips hike up too high.
Okay.
That just shifts the effort to your shoulders away from the core where you want it. Or the opposite, letting your hips sag down towards the floor.
Right. That feels like it would strain the back.
It does. It can cause lumbar compression, increase injury risk. Not good. For correct form, you want your body in a straight line. Think heels to head, abdomen pulled in tight, glutes squeezed, shoulders stacked right over your elbows. And breathing. Slow, controlled breathing is key for maintaining that stability. The effectiveness is pretty amazing. Like 20 seconds of a really good plank can be better than dozens of sloppy crunches.
Quality over quantity.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Beginners should aim for maybe 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Increase it gradually. Always focus on the form first.
Got it. Okay, next up, number 2, the glute bridge.
Yeah.
You said fundamental for the posterior chain. How does this isometric hold work those muscles?
Right. The glute bridge. It effectively strengthens your glutes, especially the big one, the gluteus maximus, but also your hamstrings, the erector spinae along your back, and again, that transverse abdominis. The setup is simple. Lie on your back, knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Then you lift your pelvis up until your body forms a straight line from your knees down to your shoulders. Hold it there.
Okay.
This exercise is fantastic for glute activation.
Hmm.
And that's vital because, well, our sedentary lives often mean weak glutes and tight hip flexors.
Which leads to poor posture and back pain.
Exactly. It's a common pattern.
Yes.
So strengthening the glutes helps counteract that. And from a spinal health view, keeping your pelvis neutral and engaging that deep core muscle, the transverse abdominis, during the hold, it acts like a natural corset for your spine, strengthens it from within. Clinically, it's used a lot for chronic lower back pain because it can reduce pressure between the vertebrae. Great for posture rehab too. And because it's low impact, it's excellent for older adults. Aim to hold that raised position for, say, 15 to 30 seconds.
Okay, 15 to 30 seconds. Our third exercise is one you said is often underestimated but really powerful. The dead hang. Just hanging from a bar. Tell us what makes just hanging there so impactful.
Yeah, the dead hang. It sounds passive, but it's actually an integral exercise. It activates a whole range of muscles. Your forearms get a workout, obviously, for grip, but also your lats, traps, deltoids, rhomboids. Even your deep core stabilizers kick in.
Wow,
A
okay.
huge benefit is grip strength development. And grip strength is vital for so many other things, for pull-ups, carrying heavy things, even just opening jars. And here's something surprising. Research, including longitudinal studies, actually correlates strong grip strength with overall functional strength. And it even seems to predict longevity and quality of life, especially in older adults.
Really? Just from grip strength?
Seems that way, yeah. It's a good indicator of overall neuromuscular health. But beyond muscle strength, the dead hang has another crucial benefit: spinal decompression.
Letting gravity work for you for a change.
Exactly. When we're standing or sitting, gravity compresses our spinal discs all day long. Controlled hanging gently elongates the spine. It increases the space between the vertebrae, which can improve circulation to the discs and relieve tension, especially in the lower back and neck. It's actually used in physiotherapy for things like herniated discs or sciatica sometimes.
Interesting.
And it's a great starting point if you eventually want to do pull-ups or more complex pulling exercises. Beginners can even use assistance, like keeping their feet lightly on the ground or using a band. Aim for 15 to 30 seconds, focusing on good technique and relaxed, controlled breathing.
Okay, number 4. The wall squat or wall sit. I remember doing these. They burn. What's going on in the muscles during that intense static hold against the wall?
Oh yeah, they definitely pack a punch. The wall squat involves, as the name suggests, keeping your back flat against a wall, knees bend at 90 degrees, thighs parallel to the floor, like you're sitting in an invisible chair.
Feels like it after a bit.
Right. But while you're holding that static pose, you're intensely activating your quadriceps, your glutes, your hamstrings, and your core is working hard to stabilize too. Physiologically, it's fantastic for building local muscle endurance in the legs. Studies show it can activate over 70% of the muscle fibers in your quads, especially key ones for walking, standing, climbing stairs. It also strengthens the core, helping with spinal alignment. And because there's no sudden movement, it's really safe. Highly recommended for older adults or people with knee or back pain who might struggle with regular squats.
That makes sense. Less impact.
Definitely. And here's a really interesting, perhaps surprising benefit: cardiovascular health.
From holding still.
Yes. Research in sports science is showing that isometrics like the wall squat can actually help reduce blood pressure with regular practice. It's used to improve how well your blood vessels function, their vascular tone.
Wow, okay, that's unexpected.
It is, isn't it? Plus, holding that position takes mental grit. You need focus, conscious breathing. It builds mental resilience alongside the physical strength. Doing this maybe 3 to 5 times a week can make a real difference to functional strength, balance, and mobility.
Okay, fascinating. Exercise number 5 you mentioned is a more advanced one. The isometric push-up. How does holding a push-up partway down differ from just doing reps? What are the unique gains there?
Right, the isometric push-up, this involves holding the middle position of a push-up, usually elbows bent at 90 degrees, chest hovering just off the ground. This specific hold intensely stimulates your chest muscles, the front of your shoulders, anterior deltoids, and your triceps. But it's actually a full-body exercise because your core has to be incredibly tight to hold the position. Your spinal erectors, glutes, even neck stabilizers are working hard.
So it's much more than just chest and arms.
Oh, absolutely. Physiologically, it creates neuromuscular adaptations similar to doing regular push-ups, but with significantly less impact on the joints, particularly the wrists and elbows. There's scientific backing, too. Research has found that these sustained isometric contractions really ramp up motor unit activation, especially in those type I and IF fibers.
So endurance and explosive potential.
It kind of taps into both, yeah. Benefits include better joint stability in the shoulder and elbow, defining the muscles without necessarily adding huge bulk, and it increases local blood flow and oxygen delivery to the working muscles. And like the wall squat, there's a psychological aspect. It demands serious concentration, controlled breathing, body awareness. It really trains your mind to handle discomfort.
Definitely sounds challenging. Okay, and finally, to round out our 6 pillars, the superhero pose. The Superman. This one feels like it's tailor-made to fight back against all the sitting we do.
It absolutely is. The Superman is incredibly effective for strengthening that entire posterior chain, especially your lower back area, your glutes, and your hamstrings. You lie face down, arms and legs extended. Then you lift your arms, chest, and legs off the ground simultaneously. You're really focusing on squeezing your lower back muscles and your glutes to hold that position.
Got the image? Like flying, but on the floor.
Pretty much. This isometric hold activates those deep muscle fibers, especially the spinal erectors, which are crucial for good posture and preventing chronic back pain. It also hits the glutes, pelvic stabilizers, and the back of your thighs. As you said, it's fantastic for countering the effects of prolonged sitting, the tight hip flexors, the sleepy glutes that contribute to lower back issues.
Accessible too, sounds like.
Very accessible, safe for pretty much all ages, no equipment needed at all. And here's another key insight, another aha moment, perhaps. It improves not just muscle endurance in that area, but also proprioception.
Proprioception. That's the body's sense of where it is in space.
Exactly. Your body's ability to perceive its position,
Mm.
which is crucial for balance, coordination, especially important as we get older to prevent falls. Functionally, strengthening these muscles makes everyday movements easier and safer, things like getting out of bed, bending over, carrying groceries. Aim to hold the Superman pose for 15 to 30 seconds, maybe do 3 to 5 repetitions.
Okay, so we've covered 6 really solid exercises, but it feels like the benefits go beyond just muscle building, right? What are the wider, maybe less obvious benefits that stack up when people incorporate isometric training?
You've definitely hit on a critical point there. It's not just about the muscles. There are fundamental, sometimes underestimated benefits for your overall health. One of the most striking areas is its impact on blood pressure regulation.
We touched on that with the wall squat.
Yes, and recent research, like studies published in major sports medicine journals, confirms this more broadly. Isometric training can significantly reduce both systolic and diastolic blood pressure, especially in people who already have hypertension, and potentially, listen to this, potentially more effectively than traditional aerobic exercise for some people.
Wow. How does that work?
It's thought to be due to improved endothelial function, basically making the inner lining of your blood vessels healthier, more flexible, and better overall vascular adaptation. Your blood vessels learn to handle pressure better, improving circulation without putting extra strain on the heart.
That's huge.
It really is. Furthermore, isometrics profoundly strengthen that mind-muscle connection we talked about. This leads to better body awareness, improved posture naturally, more efficient movement patterns. You get truly functional strength with less risk of injury because you're teaching the muscles to fire correctly. Then there's metabolic health. Now, you might not burn a ton of calories during the exercise itself compared to intense cardio,
Right.
but the cumulative effects on your muscle quality, on mitochondria, the powerhouses in your cells, and on insulin sensitivity, well, they positively contribute to better blood sugar control. This can be really useful for people managing prediabetes or type 2 diabetes.
Interesting downstream effects.
Exactly. And the low-impact nature, as we've mentioned, makes it ideal for joint preservation. You can maintain or even build muscle mass without compromising joints, which is a massive plus for aging populations or anyone dealing with arthritis. And finally, don't underestimate the psychological benefits. These exercises improve your tolerance to physical effort. They foster discipline. You have to hold that pose. And they offer an immediate sense of accomplishment because sustaining those challenging postures really demands focus and emotional control.
It really does sound comprehensive then, doesn't it? It's like isometric training offers this harmonious, sustainable way to benefit the body, the mind, and even the cardiovascular system, all working together.
Which, it really raises an important question, I think. If these simple static holds can deliver such profound and, well, diverse benefits, not just for building strength, but for our overall health, our mental resilience, even potentially longevity, it makes you wonder, what other unconventional or maybe simpler approaches to well-being might we be overlooking? Especially in our constant search for complex, time-consuming routines.
That's a really great thought to leave people with, something to mull over. For now, we definitely encourage you, everyone listening, consider trying these accessible isometric exercises. Maybe integrate one or two into your routine starting today. Your body and your health will almost certainly thank you for it.